The introduction of another lockdown has meant that non-elite football leagues have been forced to be suspended, meaning that some clubs have been forced to stop their training and matches.
We spoke to Darren Manning, manager of Hullbridge Sports in the Isthmian North Division, to get his view on the situation. When the first lockdown was announced back in March, what was the general feel around the club, and was there any worry for the future?
It was a bit of mixed emotions, if I'm honest, because we, performance wise, at Hullbridge, we was on a really bad run, and was in a bit of danger of dropping into the relegation scrap. So performance wise, I was a little bit relieved, if I'm honest, because we wasn't looking too good on the pitch. No, I had no doubts that we'd get ourselves out of it, but it was just we weren't playing very well at all. I think we'd lost our last 5 out of our last 6 or something like that. So we weren't on really a good run. I suppose it was a bit of the unknown, really. So we wasn't too concerned at the time. But obviously, the longer it went on, the more conversations we had as a club, and I had with the committee and so on, about how it could impact us, and the bits that would come following it. But like I said, it was a bit of the unknown, really. We didn't really know what to expect, or how long it was going to last, or what the real impact was going to have on us.
Yeah, that's definitely the thing, isn't it? Because even now, for like the football league clubs, they're all struggling. They don't know when they're going to be able to get fans back. Financially, was it a worry, or not? Was it kind of out of your hands in that way?
I try not to get involved in that. I really just try and concentrate on the football side of things. But of course, it was always a worry, because we have a large area for functions, and the clubhouse and so on. With all that shut like it is at the moment, it's always a worry for income for the club. But we're very well run, put it that way, and the guys that are involved in it know exactly what they're doing. We've got some very experienced businessmen involved, and they ensure that the club's always on a sound footing financially.
Okay, so obviously you play in the Isthmian North Division, so that means a few months ago you obviously allowed fans back into the ground. How important was that for you and for your team?
It's massive. It's what this level of football is all about, that interaction with the fans, and we found a huge uplift in our average attendance at Holbridge, because last year I think we was averaging probably just over 100. We're not blessed with a huge following, but this year we was averaging around early 200, sometimes hitting 250. Our FA Cup game we had about 350 in, so we was really like profiting off the back of the elite football not being allowed fans. But it's massive. Fans are a huge part of football, and it was weird in pre-season not having any to start with. So I can only imagine what the elite guys are feeling not having any fans there. It's quite an eerie, spooky place around the stadium when there's no fans there. It's very odd.
Yeah, I
I was
suppose
say
there's
with
a bit of
the
extra buzz now,
yeah,
but
yeah.
when fans were allowed back in, so there's that bit
Yeah.
of extra excitement that really pushed you on.
Yeah, no, it was amazing just to see, because our that demographic of fans is quite old, so it was lovely to see them getting out and about, and just have them back enjoying the football again. And it's massive for the players as well, because it gives them an extra bit of a buzz, and gets them really motivated for the game. Well, don't get me wrong, they're motivated when there's no fans, but it's not the same atmosphere and same feeling around the place as when you've got your fans there.
Yeah,
So with the restricted capacity, did you find that a major hindrance, or was it not really?
Oh no, it was brilliant for us. We was over the moon, because like I said before, we only get about 100, so our limit was 400, so we was well within that. And like I said, we had an uplift really in the amount of fans that we was getting at games. So it was that was a massive positive for us, and it's just a shame it couldn't continue.
Yeah.
yeah. Obviously, fast forward to now, the news of the second lockdown, it came about so suddenly. Was there any initial hope that you'd be able to continue through it like the other elite clubs, or?
I was I was 50-50, and part of me thought we might be able to, because obviously all the tiered systems that were put in place, we were still allowed to play throughout every single tier. So there was part of me that was hopeful, but then again, I thought that it was all going to stop, and we got wind of it obviously about a week before that it might be happening. So we were pretty prepared for it, but But it's a huge disappointment and a huge blow to what we was doing, as we just getting going really in the season. Played for 5-6 games, and then for it to stop again, it's really massive for us to get back as soon as we possibly can.
Yeah, and obviously training as well. Training isn't allowed. How will you best keep your players fit and conditioned for when football comes back?
Yeah, that's the big thing, because we've given them a few days off, so we're back in on Zoom tonight, having a chat, and they're getting put through their paces tonight. But we're just getting them going. We've all got the Strava app, and we've created a club on the Strava app so we can monitor their runs and so on. So we're just getting them. So every Tuesday we meet on Zoom, and we set them what's in store for next week. So for example, tonight I'll be setting them that they've got to get in 2 7K runs and then 1 interval run before next Tuesday. And obviously we monitor it all on the Strava app. So it's vital for us that when we do come back, we're fit and we're ready to go, and we then haven't got to like build ourselves in with a 2-week period to get ourselves back up to speed, because we wasn't in the best of form when it stopped, but we know we need to come back firing as soon as we're allowed to start playing again.
Almost, do you kind of feel like you've been treated slightly unfairly by the FA, because obviously you've got some clubs which are allowed to continue, but then you've got clubs like yourself who have had to be suspended even though all you're doing is playing football? Do you feel a bit unfair?
Yeah, it's weird how they can say, oh, at a certain level you're not affected, but another level you are. So that bit baffles me. But I wouldn't say we're hard done by, because the clubs higher haven't been able to have fans, and we was able to have fans. So it's all just about respecting the level you're at and what's expected for it. Like I mentioned on social media the other day that as soon as we got stopped, all of a sudden the elite clubs, the non-league elite clubs, stopped mentioning how they didn't want to be elite anymore, because they was all saying that they didn't want to be elite clubs so they could have fans. All of a sudden, where they're allowed to play, they're not mentioning the elite tag anymore. So I think it's all about just respecting the level you're at, and then we've found ourselves at this level where unfortunately we can't carry on playing, but we have to count our blessings that we was lucky enough when we were allowed to play that we could have our fans in, and we could have a bit of normality to a certain degree.
Yeah, definitely.
And I was also going to add, so at the start of the season, started the season very well, 7-0 win over Witham.
Yeah.
And then towards, like, as the more recently, the results started to drop a little bit. Do you see the lockdown as a chance to sort of start fresh?
Yes and no. The 3 league games before lockdown, obviously we had a big defeat at Hullbridge, which was fully deserved, and credit to them, they were much better than us on that. But then the 2 games following that, home to Tilbury and away to Felix, though we felt we probably should have got something from those games. Maybe not a win, but maybe a point. We deserved something out of those games. So we feel that we wasn't a million miles away, and it's just that the issue with our league is that anyone can beat anyone on a given day. So it's just making sure you're at it every single game, every single training session. And if you do that and provide consistency, you'll get results. And that's the one thing we haven't managed to do since getting promotion, is find that consistency. It was the same for us last year, where we'd win 2 or 3, then we'd lose 2 or 3. We haven't been able to establish that level of consistency at this level. So that as a club and a management team, that's what we're really looking for after lockdown, is to get a level of consistency.
Yeah, definitely. That's brilliant. Thank you. Do you have anything else, Millie?
I don't think so. I just think it was really interesting hearing it from your point of view, obviously.
Yeah.
So yeah, thank you.
It's just a weird old situation that we're all living through at the moment. I don't think we'll ever experience it again.
No, definitely not. Thank you very much, Darren.
No worries, mate. Thank you.